Welcome into the football championship edition of Inside the Big 12. I'm your host, Morgan Uber. The stage is set for Iowa State in Oklahoma to meet at AT&T Stadium for the Dr. Pepper Big 12 championship game. For one fan base, the conference championship weekend has a very familiar feeling. For the other, a lifetime of patience finally paid off. For the first time since 1912, Iowa State is playing for a conference championship. Under fifth-year head coach Matt Campbell, the Cyclones finished 8-1, their best conference record in program history. A large reason for their success, they have the nation's leading rusher in running back Breece Hall, who has torn through defenses this season. The last matchup between these two teams back on October 3rd, Hall had 2 rushing touchdowns, racking up 139 yards on 28 carries. This Oklahoma team, though, will be the best rushing defense Hall and the Cyclones face yet. Through 9 games, the Sooners have climbed the charts, and now they're the 4th-ranked rushing defense in the country. OU is holding teams to an average of just 88 yards per game. Speaking of defense, Iowa State has a great one of their own. They returned 9 starters on that side of the ball from a year ago. When you look at the 2 deep, they have a combined 286 career starts. They've proven that with their experience and talent, they can play with anybody in the country. Take a look at their last 3 games. They played Kansas State, Texas, and West Virginia. They only allowed a total of 26 points. One of the reasons for their success is the All-Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, linebacker Mike Rose. He's the team's leading tackler, and Mike joins me right now in the Big 12 studios. Mike, you take on an Oklahoma team that's won 5 straight Big 12 conference titles. How does this Iowa State team change that outcome?
I think it honestly just starts with just playing our game. We try not to get too focused on the opponent we're playing because we know if we play our best football that gives us the best chance to, win games. So we just got to hone into our details, be precise in our actions, and, hopefully we'll have a good outcome if we do that.
The last time that you faced the Sooners, you had a good outcome. You held them to 30 points, their second fewest points scored all season long. How do you replicate that defensive success?
It kind of goes back to just doing what we do best. And looking back at that game, there's a lot of things we can do better. We're a better team than we were then. Hopefully we can hold them to, less than that. But like I said, if we just do what we know we can do, I think we'll have great success on Saturday.
You mentioned improving as this season's gone along. What's the single biggest difference of this Iowa State team from the beginning of the season to right now?
I would say just, playing together in all 3 phases of the game. Offense, defense, and special teams. The past, 3 to 4 weeks, maybe even 5 weeks, we've done a really good job keeping momentum going in the game. Defense gets a stop, offense scores, special teams plays well. And that's something we've been really stressing because in past games, it just seemed like, the defense is playing really well right now, but the offense is not, or vice versa. So, when your team's playing like that, it's fun. It's fun for sure.
This time in facing the Sooners, you've been preparing for a new face, their top running back, Ramondre Stevenson, averaging nearly 100 yards a game in the past 4 games. How do you slow him down?
Honestly, he's a great player. So, that'll be a challenge for us, but we pride ourselves in stopping the run and making teams throw it. So, again, just do our jobs, be gap sound on this dude, and, we got to wrap him up because he's a big back for sure.
Having 16 seniors on this roster, all of which who are named team captain, how has their collective leadership been vital in this season's success?
It's been huge for us. I mean, these seniors, they've been through a lot. They've been through 3-9 Iowa State. They've worked really hard to get to this point, and the biggest thing with them this year is they're great leaders off the field, but they're playing really well on the field too. And Coach Campbell always says A players need to have A games, and that's really what our seniors have done for us this year, and it's been huge.
What's been their particular message this week heading into the Big 12 championship game?
Honestly, it's just, we got to look at it as a normal road game, just take care of business. Nothing's really been said, that makes it a lot different. Like because we just got to treat it as a normal game and, not think of the stage as too big. Like we expect to be here. So just any other game, take care of business. That's probably the message right now.
This is a big moment, though, for generations of Iowa State fans who have waited a lifetime for a conference title. Mike, what significance does that have to you?
Honestly, it's these fans have been loyal for so long, so it's really huge for us. But honestly, like inside of our walls here, we've known this has been attainable. We've known we've been a good team for the past couple years. It's honestly, we just got to play our game, come out there, have fun. And then, the outcome will be what it'll be. But obviously it's a big deal to get here, but that doesn't really satisfy us. I mean, job's not finished. We just don't want to get here. So we got to finish this thing out.
Iowa State was just your one offer from a Power 5 program.
Yep.
Now as the team's leading tackler, you have a chance to lead Iowa State to its first ever Big 12 title. Mike, how long have you dreamt of a moment like this?
Honestly, I really haven't, because I never thought I'd be in this moment. If you told me when I was a little kid that I'd be in this spot, I'd probably tell you were crazy. Now that I'm here, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure I'm playing my best Saturday for this team. But yeah, you could say it's a dream come true. I just don't know if I ever dreamt it. It's really crazy, but again, job's not finished.
Mike, thank you so much. I appreciate you joining me and looking forward to having you and your team here in Dallas on Saturday.
Yeah, thank you, Morgan. I appreciate it.
Rose and the Cyclones, they have a tall task going up against the 5-time reigning Big 12 champion Oklahoma Sooners. This year, though, OU's recipe to the title game was far from normal. After dropping 2 games in a row, which this program hadn't done since 1999, the Sooners had to go on and win 6 straight games. They ended up finishing number 1 in the Big 12 in total offense, which now they've done for the 4th straight season. It's the resilience and growth that this redshirt freshman quarterback Spencer Rattler has shown, coupled with the return of their top running back Ramondre Stevenson, that got them back in this title game. In the last 5 games, Rattler has thrown just 2 interceptions compared to the 5 that he threw during a 3-game stretch starting conference play. Lately, Rattler's had some pressure taken off of him, with the Sooners finally being able to get their run game going. Through Stevenson's 4 games back, he's averaged 6 yards a carry, compared to the team's 3.7 yards a carry prior to his return. A team can't create this kind of offensive success without the guys up front. The offensive lineman leading the charge for the Sooners is the 2-time Big 12 Offensive Lineman of the Year, center Creed Humphrey. He joins me right now. Creed, when you meet Iowa State in the title game, this team will have just played in 1 game in the last 27 days. How ready are you and this Oklahoma team to hit the ground running?
Yeah, we can't wait. Not getting to play very much these past few weeks. It's definitely it hasn't been fun for us. That's our dream, is to be able to go out there and play every Saturday. But we knew coming in this year there was potentially going to be times like this, with COVID and everything. So the team's done a good job handling it, and we're excited to play this week.
After the West Virginia game was canceled last Thursday, how quickly did you shift your focus to the Cyclones?
Yeah, so we got the call in the middle of practice. So Coach Riley called us up, told us the game was canceled, and then so we quit practice there, started game planning for Iowa State, and we came back up later that night, started watching film over them and doing walkthroughs. So it was a quick turnaround.
Looking back at that 7-point loss to Iowa State earlier this season, as you've gone about preparing, what have you learned?
Yeah, we left way too much out on that field. There were so many plays that we watch. We just fit up a block just a little bit better. Run this route a little bit better, things like that, and that could have been a different outcome. So we're excited to get back out there and get another shot at them. Obviously, a lot of teams don't really get to have a chance to come back and beat the team that beat them. So it's nice with the Big 12 being able to have that happen for us, and we're excited.
To start this year 0-2 in conference play, and then to go on and win 6 straight games, what made the difference down the stretch?
Really just continue on believing what this team had. We knew that this team was really talented. We knew those games that we lost were close, and, just a couple of different plays here and there, and those have been different outcomes. So, it was really just continue believing what we have and just continuing to improve every week, and we knew it'd work itself out, and it did. And the team's done a great job ever since then, continuing to improve, and it's been exciting to see.
You've started in this Big 12 title game the past 2 seasons. How has that prior experience in big games made a difference in your preparation?
Yeah, we know how this game is. I've been in a couple of these now, so I know how the atmosphere is going to be, even without the fans there. It's going to be a great atmosphere, an intense game. So I've just been trying to share that with the younger guys about how intense this game is going to be. We're fortunate enough at OU to get to play in some intense games. When you think of Red River, you think of Bedlam, things like that. Playoff games these past few years, we've gotten a chance to play in a lot of big games. So really just sharing our experiences with the younger guys, making sure they know what we're walking into.
As the captain and vocal leader of this team, what is the message that you're going to be delivering heading into the championship game on Saturday?
Just make sure we leave everything out on that field. You don't want to come back in that next day and kind of watch over this film and see that, we could have done something here and there, things like that. I could have tried harder on this play, things like that. And because if you come back in and you think of those things, then you're going to have a lot of regret. So that's just the main message is, go out there and give it your all every single play and get ready to play an intense game.
On Saturday, you have the opportunity to make it 6 straight Big 12 titles for the University of Oklahoma. Why does this team have what it takes to continue the dynasty?
Really just how well this team has, gathered around from those 2 losses, the way we've improved each week. This team's so hungry to go out there and prove what we can do. And it's a young team, but it's a hungry team. It's a talented team, and we're really excited.
How impressed are you with the youth of your teammates as they've grown and progressed throughout this season?
It's been awesome to see. Some of those younger guys have been stepping up and playing huge roles for us. It's exciting to see, because once upon a time, we were in those shoes too, us being older guys on this team, guys like me, Jeremiah. So it's really exciting to see those guys step up and do what they've been doing. They've done a great job for us this year.
Creed, thank you so much. Wishing you all the best, and see you in Dallas on Saturday.
Thank you.
Humphrey and the Oklahoma Sooners are looking to repeat history, while the Cyclones are looking to rewrite it. This is a matchup you don't want to miss, 11 a.m. Central on ABC. For more game previews, highlights, and exclusive interviews, be sure to follow the Big 12 Conference on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. This has been Inside the Big 12, and I'm Morgan Huber.